guys, and welcome back. Today is the last day of National November, so I thought today's case should be something that is definitely national, and that is the tragic case of Amber Hagerman. Sadly, because of what happened to her, we have what is known as the Amber Alert, which I'm pretty sure that you have all heard of, and I'll take you through the story of kind of what happened, how the Amber Alert came about, and the fact that Amber's case is still unsolved to this day. However, there has been recent developments, which is also why I chose to do this video as well, because as always, anyone seeing this could know something or have seen something, and if you did, please report it. You never know what one person coming forward can do for a case and her family and herself. Amber Renee Hagerman was born on the 25th of November in 1986 to Donna Williams and Richard Hagerman. Amber also had a younger brother called Ricky, who was 4 years younger than her, and she absolutely adored him. She loved him. Her family said that she loved to dote on him and kind of mother him as an older sibling normally does. They also said that she was full of life. She absolutely loved school, and she loved to ride her bike, which she had gotten for Christmas just weeks before everything had happened. She was just your average young girl, you know, growing up and loving being outside. However, on January the 13th, 1996, in Arlington, Texas, Amber and her brother Ricky left their grandparents' house. They wanted to ride around. They both now had bikes, so obviously they were excited about getting to ride them, and Donna said to the kids that they could go out, but they had to obviously stay near the block and kind of around the block so that they could keep checking in and she could check on them, I guess. It's just a safety precaution as well. They like to ride their bikes in an abandoned grocery store parking lot. There was actually like a mini ramp that the kids had kind of made, and everyone in the neighbourhood kind of used that. So that was quite nice. I'm guessing it was quite a popular spot with the kids there as well. And it was said that they left their grandparents' house at 3:10 in the afternoon. So after a while, Ricky actually wanted to go back to his grandma's house. However, Amber didn't want to. She wanted to continue to ride her bike and have fun. So Ricky left and trekked back to the house, and Amber was left to ride her bike in the parking lot. That was when Amber was abducted. Now, there was actually a witness. His name was Jim Cavill. I think I pronounced that right. He said that he saw her riding up and down the parking lot and everything was fine. And all of a sudden, a black van pulled out alongside of her. A man jumped out and struggled with Amber. He said that she was kind of fighting him and kicking him to try and get away. However, he managed to get her into the van. Now, I am going to put some pictures on the screen during this video because there's a lot of mappings of how everything unfolded, and so you can kind of see how close everything that happened was. So, of course, he phoned the police and authorities turned up at the scene. Over 50 police officers and investigators were working and looking through the area, trying to see if anybody had seen anything or heard anything, and they were desperately trying to find her so that they could return her to her family. 4 days after Amber's kidnapping, her body was found. A man who was walking his dog stumbled across her body in a creek behind the Forest Hills apartment complex, which only ended up being less than 5 miles away from the parking lot that Amber was kidnapped from. So, of course, they did an autopsy. However, they couldn't really find much as her body had been submerged in water. It did reveal that she was kept alive for 2 days after she was taken. Her body had been beaten, sexually assaulted, and her throat was cut. Her body was tossed in the creek. Now, they had searched this area a couple days before and nothing was there. However, there was said to be a storm, so one of the investigators believed that that was the reason that she'd ended up where they found her, because the storm had kind of swept her along in the currents of the water. Forensics were of little help in this case. They didn't really have anything to go on. Amber was found naked. She only had one sock on, so she had no clothes to pull DNA from. Because her body had been in water, especially flowing, running water, it hashed away everything. And since her abduction and murder 25 years ago, there has been over 7,000 leads for this case, and the police have searched every single one, and unfortunately nothing has still come out of any of them, which is crazy because that's a lot of information potentially. 7,000? That's a lot. So Jim was actually able to describe what her abductee looked like, and he said that the man was white or Hispanic, and he was in his 20s or 30s. He was under 6 feet tall, with a medium build with black or brown hair. But unfortunately, even though he had this description, nothing came of it. He was also able to describe the van/truck as well, and he said that his truck was a single cab pickup and was black and had no chrome or stripes or anything like that, that it was in good condition as well. Recently, the police have also extended on his description. He said that the truck was believed to be a 1980s or a 1990s full-side fleet-sized pickup with a short wheelbase and a non-sliding clear rear window. So that's a bit more detailed. So of course, if you were around the area at the time or knew anybody that had a truck like that, make sure that you get in touch, because one tiny thing could completely make or break a case in these circumstances. So, is there any recent updates? The answer is yes, and it's crazy because the most recent update was actually announced on her 25th anniversary back in January of 2021, so this year, and the police actually revealed that they had some DNA evidence and that they were keeping hold of it. They said that because of the new DNA technology that's currently still evolving with, genealogy and things like that, they said the genealogy is now helping to solve cases that are really old. Back in the time that the case happened, DNA wasn't as proficient as it is now to test. So a lot of older cases are getting solved now because of this new genealogy testing, and they said that they hope the same thing will happen with this case, which I would love to see. Detective Grant Gilden, who is the leading investigator of the case at the moment, has disclosed that he will not be releasing any information to the public or anyone, as he said that the DNA evidence that they have is very specific and only the killer would know about this. So they are keeping it close to their chests in the hope that obviously one day, if we can find a DNA match and somebody is brought in for questioning, they already have a hold over them. Are there any theories? Yes, there is one major theory, and that is obviously that she was kidnapped by a stranger. They thought that it was an opportunity. So that's the main overarching theory, is that obviously she was abducted by a stranger, which is kind of self-explanatory. As of 2018, a new theory actually came to light. A woman named Angela Shelton actually came forward and said that she had spoken to the police and gave them her reenactment of the time, but as I'm aware of, I don't think they've done anything with this, as she hasn't heard anything back. So her story is that her brother, he lived in the same complex that Amber was found, the Forest Hills one. She said that he also drove a dark coloured pickup and that he wasn't a very nice person. She said that he had molested her and her sister and beat them when they were younger for years and years. Soon after Amber was found, he actually broke up with his girlfriend, sold his truck, and then moved away to Florida. So the timing's kind of spot on. But she's not sure if they followed up on it at all or tried to talk to her brother. And she had said previously that he had actually snatched her sister and threw her in his van before. And the similarities are kind of daunting, because if that's the case, he was so close And I really hope that the police did follow up on this lead, because I feel like he's got a dark coloured pickup, he lives in the same apartment complex that her body was found in, and he had molested and beat his sisters and had snatched his younger sister and threw her in his van before. Like, if it was an opportunist approach, which most people believe it was, and it was a crime of opportunity, then if he just saw Amber out by herself and nobody was around, maybe he just went for it. As I said, there's not really much information on it, and I don't know if that's because the police are investigating him. Maybe they're trying to connect him with the DNA that they found this year. I'm not too sure. Like I said, it's all kind of hush-hush. And I'm just hoping that we kind of get a resolution soon. I can't imagine what her family go through every day, knowing that they don't know what happened to her and who did it, so that they can get justice for her. Now, one thing that did come out of Amber's abduction and murder, tragically, was something called the Amber Alert. As far as I'm aware, it is a worldwide concept, and most countries have adapted their own version or kind of run alongside the Amber Alert organisation. Amber actually stands for America's Missing Broadcast Emergency Response, and it was, of course, named after Amber. After Amber's murder, a woman called Diana Simone, who was a Fort Worth mother, was concerned about the acknowledgement time after Amber had been taken, and she said as a mother herself, it kind of confused her that it wasn't kind of jumped on a bit more. She had actually contacted a radio station and kind of questioned, we get a weather alert which beeps and stops everything if, something has changing with the weather or something dangerous happens, to let everyone know. And she kind of said, why don't we have the same kind of thing when a child is taken or abducted or something happens to them? And it kind of just spiraled on from there. So, of course, that was passed on to the police and things started happening, and the Amber Alert was essentially created. It is currently being used in all 50 states of the US, District of Columbia, Puerto Rico, the US Virgin Islands, and 33 other countries, including the United Kingdom, Europe, Australia, Canada, everywhere pretty much. As I said, I'm not aware of anywhere that doesn't have something like the Amber Alert in place. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'd be really interested to know if there is anywhere that actually doesn't have it, but from my research, I'm pretty sure it covers most of the world. And in 1988, an 8-week-old Arlington infant, Ray Lee Bradbury, was abducted by her babysitter. She was actually the first child to ever be rescued by an Amber Alert, which obviously was a huge win because it's in Amber's name, and knowing that she still continues to rescue and protect our children in her name is, you couldn't ask for anything more to continue on someone's legacy, could you? And she was found 90 minutes after her babysitter had kidnapped her, which is incredibly quick. As we all know, time is always of the essence in any abduction case, whether that's a child or an adult. They always say, the first kind of 2 days is crucial. However, it's actually been reported that in 2017, Rayleigh, as an 18-year-old student, started university, or as you say in America, college, at the University of Texas in Austin. It's crazy to think that if we didn't have the Amber Alert, that Rayleigh might not be with us now, and now we're in 2021, going into 2022, and she could have already graduated, she could be going on to further education, and she's out there, alive, safe, and is living her life. As of the 5th of July 2021, the newest statistics for the Amber Alert went out, and in the US alone, it has managed to rescue 1,074 children. Now, if anyone does have any information about this case, for this case, if you saw something, if you recognise the van, anything at all, please call it in. I have a number for you here, and you are asked to call from the investigators, the Arlington police, and the number is 817-575-8823. So please get in contact with them. Let them know if anything comes to mind if you were in the area. Arlington, Texas, January 1996. Please give them a call. Like I said, with this new evidence as well, I'm hoping that this can just be the final push and we will find out what actually happened to Amber and just kind of get some answers for her and most importantly as well, her family. So that is today's case, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, learnt a little bit, and as always, I aim to provide you with the most correct information and facts that I can find. I always link my sources in the description box so you can have a little read yourselves and kind of delve into it a bit deeper if you want to. This was the last case for National November. I enjoyed it and I really hope that you will join me for December. I don't know if I should tell you the name. I will. Okay, so December is Dark December, where I will be covering a lot more gruesome cases that just kind of keep you up at night, which it's Christmas. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'm going to. I hope you join me for Dark December. As always, I will add this to the National November playlist and I'll make a Dark December one as well so that you can just hone in on specific cases if you want to. Make sure you drop a comment down below and you can kind of let me know what you thought of today's case. I hope you give it a thumbs up. As always, it helps my channel. Don't forget to subscribe so that I can see your face again. I hope to see you in my next video. Stay safe out there, guys, and as always, I'm sending you all of my love in a big heart, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.